4, 5, 6, 6 plus 6, 12, 17, 18. 18 girl rabbits and 6 boy
Total
rabbits.
how many rabbits in this
80
farm?
rabbits maybe.
80
I
rabbits.
initially went to a veterinary university to inquire about the good breeds of rabbit, meat rabbits. So they suggested me New Zealand whites and Soviet chinchilla. So both of them are exotic varieties. They are very good meat varieties.
Why did you decide to have rabbit farm instead of chicken farm or goat farm or another farm?
So keeping a rabbit is much easier and cost effective for me rather than chicken or a goat. The time that we spend on them, chickens always go around and spoil the vegetable patch and everything. But when we have rabbits in a cage or something, it's much easier.
How do you maintain the hygiene then in the farm?
We use mud floorings for the farm, and the reason is that the mud usually used to absorb the urine. It's less of a work for me, and then we change the mud like every 2-3 months once. We change the mud and put a new mud. So this is a much easier approach that we follow. Otherwise, we'll need to have a cemented floor, and then we'll have to wash every single day all this urine. Otherwise, the ammonia will be forming, and it will cause a lot of respiratory problems and other problems it might cause. So the main thing we do is we clean the farm every single day. We collect all the poop and the urine, and then that's how we manage.
How do you use urine and poop from rabbits on our farm?
So collecting the poop and urine is very easy. So here I use a very cheap method here. This is not the most efficient, but this works for me. I just put a pan on the bottom because rabbits always has the habit of peeing and pooping in one single spot. So they choose any one of the corners. So for us, luckily, all of them are choosing this particular corner. So I put a pan here, and all the urine gets collected here. And I pick up the pan like this, and then filter off the urine. And I collect once this bucket is full. I'll be filling up in this can. So morning I collected already, so the urine is very less. Otherwise, this pan will be full. So every single day you can collect around 2 to 3 liters of urine. So this.
How do you use this urine?
So this urine is a very good insect repellent, pest repellent. So if you are having a kitchen garden or any farm or anything, so instead of buying any chemical pesticides, this is a very good for pest repellent. The stringent smell in the urine, which repels all the pests from the plant. And then we just collect the poop from here, and we can directly apply this to the plants and the vegetable garden that we have. This is a cold manure. It doesn't heat up like cow shit or goat shit or camel shit or horse shit or any shit. It doesn't heat up much, but you should not apply too much, just a little to all the plants, and this is a very good manure. We always take care of rabbits with fresh food and water, and we have fodder crops planted for the rabbits. So basically, a rabbit needs protein, carbohydrate, and fat in their food. Protein content has to be more than 18%, and carbohydrate and fiber has to be more than 20% in their food. So we make sure all these criteria are attained, and our rabbits are right now healthy, and they're giving healthy babies. We are happy. They give babies so often, and they give in a large litter, so it can easily feed a family. If you just have 3 rabbits, that's female rabbits, that's enough for your whole family of 5. we also give them concentrate feed, which is in a pellet form. This has like proper composition. This composition is suggested by the vet university. So we buy that pellets.
How does your day look like when taking care of rabbits?
My day starts early in the morning, first cleaning up the cages, and then I go chop green fodder for the rabbits. By 9 o'clock in the morning, I give them green fodder, and then I fill up the water tanks. And I then just go for a routine check how the rabbits are, if anything is having some problem. And then I go take rest and come back in the evening. By 6 o'clock, I give them pellets and some dry feed, sometimes straw, sometimes hay, whatever is available, dry feed. If it is not available, just the pellets, and again I'll fill them water. That's all the maintenance I do.
How do you manage food rotation for rabbits?
We usually plant 5 to 6 varieties of fodder. As I mentioned already, we have lucerne, hedge lucerne, and stylo, and then coral tree, and then mulberry, grasses, other things. So we rotate them because as much as they need the protein, they need the fiber as well. Sometimes when they are really sick, just to have some stomach problem, we even give coconut leaf for them because it's full of fiber. So we usually rotate on a weekly basis. We rotate everything. We don't give single feed for them always.
So what about the healthcare? I know we got some problems with skin in rabbits, some antibiotics you needed to apply. What was that? How do we manage?
So rabbit, the main problem with rabbit is that they get some rashes, something like eczema. This is caused because of the mites. That's the external parasite. That is like treatable. We have ivermectin for that. Once you have this ivermectin, it kills all the parasites, and the rabbit comes back to normal in like a week or two. Initially, we didn't know about this, and it was a very big problem. Even I used to get itches on my body because of this. And later, when we started knowing about ivermectin, it's very really useful drug. And sometimes rabbit get pasteurellosis and other respiratory problems as well. That depends on the hygiene of the farm. If your hygiene of the farm is very good, then rabbits seldom get sick. What are the medicines that we use for rabbits here? That is the question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. I use 3 or 4 medicines. They're like emergency medicine for rabbits, just in case if they get sick. The first one is the ivermectin. That is for the external parasites, that which causes rashes on the rabbit. And the second one is tetracycline. This is an antibiotic which gets rarely used in the farm, but still we need this one because sometimes rabbit goes really sick. This is the one we give for the mother rabbits because sometimes they get infected because of delivery, or they get they bite themselves and they get some germs inside them. We don't know what it is, so that time we will be giving them tetracycline. But we give them some Ayurvedic medicines, just if they have some digestion problems sometimes. For example, if some rabbit is so greedy and they eat a lot of pellets, they get stomach bloated. So that time we can notice that easily because the rabbit will be too not so active. It will be like sitting in a corner. That time we check the stomach and then we give them digestive enzymes. That's a natural digestive enzyme we provide. Other than that, sometimes we'll have to give glycerin, like medical grade glycerin to the rabbits. Though glycerin is nothing but sugar molecules. Sometimes they have pregnancy problem, pregnancy taxema, I guess so. Rabbits, I'm not sure about the exact name. What happens? The rabbits start giving babies and then they stop eating food for some reason. So the problem with rabbit is if they stop eating food, it's a grave mistake for them because their teeth start growing, and then the acid in the stomach starts growing, and the rabbit will soon die if they stop eating. Even for 3 days, if they stop eating, they'll be dead. We built the colony. This was 20 by 30 feet, a very huge cage on the ground. And then the rabbits were so happy, they were like happily playing and living their life for one single month. And they were digging tunnels, and I was so happy that rabbits are in the ground, and we are able to raise rabbits as naturally as possible. But then again the reality hit us. We had a shelter for the rabbits. There was a small hut we built for the rabbits, so we thought when it rains or it's so cold, they can go inside and take shelter. So when it started showering, the rabbits were so happy to be in the rain. So these are the kind of rabbits that have been grown in the cages for even like 10 generations before them. They were inside the cages, so they never had access to the ground. So once they were in the ground and rain started coming, they all got coccicidal bacteria, and everything started dying one by one. This all happened like 2.5 years ago. At that time I was against antibiotics or using any medicine. I wanted to have my rabbits as naturally as possible. I think I put around 12 to 18 rabbits, I don't remember exactly. Everything died, almost washed out. That's how we started doing things commercially, and we moved to the cages. So I see a bit of advantage growing rabbits commercially in a cage rather than on a colony or other setup, because we will be limited with the resources in the colony. And I used to have male and female rabbits together in the colony, so it was always natural. When they want to breed, they used to breed, and we used to have meat whichever was available. But when we have something commercial setup, we can't be doing that, because we need to know when the produce is going to come out.
Okay, what about other advantages we get from rabbits? I know we can use blood, rabbit blood or skin, also around the farm. How do you use this one?
Yeah, rabbit is almost we can use all the parts, and nothing goes as a waste. In this farm, we use rabbit gut, in the stomach and other intestine parts. When we cut them, we used to give it as a food for the fish. And then the skin will be a good food for dog chew. You give to them and they keep munching on them. Rabbit legs are still a dog food, or you can you also use it as a lucky charm. We extract the blood serum and then use it in the hair oil. It can be used as a natural booster for hair growth. It prevents hair fall, it prevents dandruff. Obviously it will not regrow hair on a bald head like me, but still if you are having a male pattern baldness, or still you are losing a lot of hair, that's when you start using this, and in 2 weeks time it gives a lot of benefit.
How does the newborn baby care look like? It changed a lot from the beginning we started, right?
Yeah, the success of a rabbit farm depends on how many kids that you're able to grow. Because initially when we started the farm, we almost lost all the kids, so we were not having any profits. For last 3 years we were just having meat from the rabbits. So then we realized we need to take care of the kids in a better way. So initially we used to have a separate portion for the rabbits where they used to go and lay the kids. They used to walk on them, they tramp on them, and then a lot of things, and we used to lose them. Now we have come up with this setup. This is a very raw setup. It's not like hi-fi cages, just what I can prepare with the resources that I have. So here, come close. So this is the section for the baby rabbits. It's fully covered from all sides, so it is dark. So the mummy thinks it is having a tunnel, and the babies are inside. So it is a 1 foot down from its normal cage. So it used to climb down. It thinks it's a tunnel. It goes inside and it has lays babies here. And every day in the evening or in the morning, I open this cage, and the mummy comes inside, gives milk, and then once it goes back, I close it. So in this way, we prevent a lot of babies dying because of mummy stepping on the babies. So now we are able to have, if 10 rabbits are born, at least 9 we can save.
How do you manage rabbit care in such climate in tropics in Tamil Nadu?
Rabbit usually needs colder climate. Any temperature less than 30 is optimum, and more than 10 degrees Celsius is optimum for their growth. Here in Tamil Nadu, the normal temperature is 37 or something. That's why we have a thatched roof like this. If you step outside, temperature will be 37. If you step inside, temperature will be 34 to 33. So it cools down a lot inside. So rabbits are happy with it. This shed is built in such a way that it's east and west facing. So the sun, morning and evening sun will not affect the rabbits. And we also have open walls so that the air circulation will be the most. So rabbits will not feel any stuffiness inside the shed. The very strange thing I noticed about rabbit is that they can have sex anytime they want. Even after just like 5 minutes after giving birth to a baby, they are ready to have sex. That is a strange thing I see in rabbit. From moon to the earth.
For first aid kit for rabbits, what do we have here on the farm for emergency or for daily use?
I don't understand your question. What next?